Yo, did you start record on purpose?
Drew, I bet you he's recording for the purpose of his Hammer and Nail Season 2 content.
Probably.
You got to figure out to get your password emailed to you through the ESPN.
Yos.
Did you get who you wanted?
Yeah.
I called you 15 minutes before the draft.
Did he hang up?
He did.
He's actually pissed.
Nick messed up. He knows he messed up. He let down the lead. But at this point, I'm moving forward.
This is like fiscal no-go.
I wanted him all day. This is who I wanted.
God, I'm so glad I can't hear what Sebby's saying right now.
Last year didn't go the way that we wanted. We've been working tirelessly this offseason to make sure that we're ready to go. And now it's showtime.
We'll just show up on Saturday, set our lineup, gamble a little bit, and then we're good. It's just been a good draft.
That's electric, dude.
Hello and welcome into the Hammer and the Nail. I'm Yosef Nasser, and to be honest, I didn't know if we would get to this point after the controversy that happened at the draft.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nick's on a bachelor party, right?
Yeah. I'm going to give him a call.
If he gets auto-drafted, he gets auto-drafted.
Nick is dead. I don't want to hear anything about his season after he just fucking auto-drafted.
You know, you just hate to see it.
The doctor with the Travis Kelce.
I know Nick's is going to be really upset now.
Nick Rogowski rags on people all the time, and he's just auto-drafting right now.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Is he melting down in the Clippy draft?
No,
he's melting down in the group chat.
At the end of the day, when 13 people go out and they say, yep, we know, and that's been established by 2 o'clock.
I don't know what to say. You commented afterwards.
Nick responded. He had a chance to read your messages. You're responsible for it.
You were supposed to get Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce. You end up with Austin Eckler and Tyler Boyd. What's the deal, buddy?
Ruined.
Today at 2:01, bumping the draft up to 8 p.m.
He texts more than anybody in the group. How are we not looking at the text?
We have 4 loves and 2 thumbs up.
You can't do it all.
I can't hold everybody's hand. Like I try to be a hero, I try to put the cape on. Sometimes it doesn't work.
It's not horrendous. You're horrendous.
Get on the thing. Let's go.
I see both sides, and if you need a new co-host, you know who to call.
I called you 15 minutes before the draft.
Did he hang up?
He did.
He's actually pissed.
If it gets to that, if it gets to that.
It might get to that.
Dude, this is tragic. This guy loves fantasy so much.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
The guy hasn't answered my phone calls, texts, but he's here now. Nick Rogowski, how's it going?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
So, Nick, we've got to address the elephant in the room. I'm sure a lot of people didn't think that this would happen, us speaking to each other. You said some words that I'm sure you regret. To make a long story short, our draft was set for 8:30. You guys asked if we could move it up to 8. Everybody was on board. I put it in the group chat. Somehow, you didn't get the memo. You were at a bachelor party in Wisconsin, very rural Wisconsin. The service was a little bit shaky out there. You auto-drafted your first 3 picks. Austin Eckler, T. Higgins, Josh Allen. You were not happy. Nobody loves the draft besides me as much as you. I felt for you in the moment. I think you crossed the line with a few things that you said. But why don't you put us in your shoes? We've had a chance to hear what some of the other guys had to say about the situation. What's your story? Where exactly were you, and what happened when you realized that, hey, look, the draft's going on? I don't know what's going on.
A lot to unpack here in a short amount of time, but yeah, I was at a bachelor party in, like you said, bumfuck nowhere, Wisconsin. I couldn't even tell you the actual city that I was in. I don't even know if it had an actual name. It was just kind of a golf course, like 3 Airbnbs, and then us. So yeah, we were out there. But no, I mean, 8:30 rolled around. I think 8:20 rolled around, and I think I got a text from Kyle saying, why the fuck would you take Josh Allen in the 3rd round? And I was like, what do you mean, dude? Like, I would never. And then I realized that the fucking draft was going on, and I jumped on the horse. I was puzzled, but you can't be shook in the moment, because you can't win. You can't win the championship at the draft, but you can definitely lose it. I think that's pretty evident with Quinn's team.
So what's the story with Cooper Kupp?
He's got a tweaked hamstring.
I said a prayer before this, so I think that's all the prep I need. Who the fuck is Breece Hall?
You got 4 seconds, bud.
I know it's not gonna work.
Take him. Just let it go.
Let's go.
Oh,
it works.
you're a clown. You're a clown.
I don't know. I have no option to click on anything, so I just had to panic pick something.
But I nutted up, and I think I came out of there with a decent team. And maybe auto drafting might be the way. If I win the championship next year, I might just skip the draft altogether. So, we're here now. I was mad at you for a couple of days. I think I said some things. I think you said some things.
So how'd you get through it? What happened that allowed you to kind of move past it and move along, move forward?
Well, I came home from the trip. I collected myself, had a glass of wine.
Oh, now, buddy.
Nick Rogowski.
For Nick.
And then, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, if there's anybody that can overcome this, it's me. So, I got past it. I think we had a conversation on the phone, and, here we are. We're fine. We're going to make it. We do this for the league. I think hammering the nail had to move on. It had to go on. And I think the league needs us. I think the people want us. And, I think me and you love this. So, here we are.
Well, I'm happy to have you back. I wish you didn't say some of the things that you said, but as I said in the intro, I'm moving forward. That's water under the bridge. We're moving forward. Eventually, we were able to get through with the draft, and we're going to talk about the draft in just a moment. But first, a quick look back at last season. Drew is the defending champion. He defeated Raymond, who went on a Cinderella run in the North.
I would bet like $500,000 this is Raymond, who can't sign into his ESPN account again.
Drew winning his third championship since we've been on ESPN, and he had an outstanding team, Nick. Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Travis Etienne, A.J. Brown. He got Jamar Chase in that trade with Bennett, and, of course, the tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. Yours truly, I made the playoffs as the fourth and final seed in the weaker North, to be candid, much weaker than the South, but I made it. Bennett chose to play me. He was the North's #1 seed in the first round. It was a close battle. Kirk Cousins dropped a 40-burger to give me a chance. But my #1 overall pick, Jonathan Taylor, ended a disappointing campaign. Hurt early in that game. 2 points in total. Jalen Hurts, my favorite quarterback on my favorite team, popped off for 34. Heartbreaking. The rest of Bennett's position players finished in double digits. I had a chance to win it Monday night. I needed 11 from my flex. Sadly, I played Christian Watson over A.J. Dillon and lost in the first round against Bennett. Now, Nick, I've got some stuff written down about your season last year, but what do you remember from last year? What's the takeaway?
I think the big thing that I don't know if anybody noticed, but last season I had a pretty good team, and I think I ended up, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I ended up leading the league in points after the regular season.
In fact, you did, Nick. You led the league with points. Do you remember the number?
I do not.
1734, an impressive core. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tony Pollard, a breakout star, and Joe Mixon. But that flex, it was a problem area all year. And obviously that 1-4 start doomed you. You missed the playoff spot, the final playoff spot, by 1 game. So as you kind of reflect, what do you think you learned from last year?
Hopefully my team could be a little bit more consistent, still score some points, and maybe get some luck that people like Drew may have had for the past 12 years in their football loving lives, and maybe he can pass that on to me for once.
Well, listen, that was a look back, but on this show, we're looking forward. Who had the best draft? We're going to hear from a lot of guys from around the league, but first, we're going to take a break to honor an engineering class legend. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your next 5 games, 4 of which are against teams with winning records. How do you think your team's going to handle arguably the toughest stretch of your schedule this season? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the doctor.
I think the 4 best teams in our division, it's me, it's Blocks, it's MB, and it's Nick's team.
A crumpled box of broken colored pencils could have outplayed my roster.
I'm not the Dalai Lama. I'm not a Buddhist. I can't predict these things.
From the 1, Mahomes, end zone. He's got another.
All the greats have had to retire at some point in their careers. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to.
How are you able to get it done against someone you called your mentor?
It's Kelce with his first touchdown catch.
Proud of myself, navigated the bye weeks like a fucking veteran. First time this year using blockers. First time leading the league in points.
Nick, you did it, buddy. So proud.
1734.
You're going to go down in history, synonymous with Nick Rogowski.
When we were seniors in high school and you pitched 9 innings and everyone online was complaining, I knew you were a gamer.
Nick, I can't believe it, but you did such a good job this year, winning and having the most points throughout the season. Congratulations.
NB versus Nick. This is the true loser leaves town match. It's the quarterback duel.
And you missed the playoffs.
No, I think there's definitely positives to take away from this year. Probably my first year ever leading the league in points.
Amazing. Who would have thunk it? Not me. Congrats, Nick.
1734. It's a mark that's going to stand for like another 2 days. We're proud of you, buddy. Nice job.
Congratulations on 1734. You're still fucking dog shit, and you will not make the playoffs again.
Fuck the critics.
That's all the questions we have for today. Thanks, Nick. Congratulations on a great season.
I know who Yosh is picking, by the way.
Let's hear it.
I know who you're picking.
Who am I picking?
I'm not gonna say it right now because I don't want Kyle to know, but I'll tell you.
The camera comes out now. He's shy.
No, I'll tell you quietly.
Camera shy.
I'll tell you quietly. I'll text you, Big Yosh. I'm gonna text you right now.
Okay. I'm gonna text you right now. We have a 5-person couch, and the commissioner's occupying 4 of the seats. I'm a real estate agent, and you're occupying a lot of real estate agents. I got to sell some of these assets, and I'm gonna sell one to myself.
No, Sevi. Not at all. It's time. Weekly picks. We have waited something like 10 months. When's the last time we did weekly picks, man? We got to go back to December last season, 2022. In those weekly picks, 44-26 for me, 42-28 for you. A 2-game margin. As for our guests, we don't have a guest on the show for week 1, but hopefully we're going to bring on some guests. Blocker finished 6-1. He gets the free Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee that I'm going to Venmo him. Without further ado, it's time, and we start with my matchup. Revenge against Bennett. He knocked me out of the playoffs by 3 points last season. Rogo, I look at my matchups. Geno Smith, Nick Chubb, David Montgomery, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley. I think he's going to be a breakout player.
I'm him. I'm Calvin Ridley.
We'll see if Christian Watson has that sky-high ceiling, but I think on Thursday night, Sam Laporta is going to surprise some people and put up a solid game. I'm taking myself.
That's a ballsy move. I think you're going to get off to a slow start this season. I'm going with Big Bad Bennett. I think you're in trouble.
Fair enough. Our second matchup, we're going to go to the farewell tour against whatever BSTC stands for. It's Quinn's team. Look, Quinn's in trouble. I don't think Cooper Kupp's going to play. We know Jonathan Taylor's not going to play. This is Nick Rogowski easily.
Yeah, I think his only chance, obviously, is to have Cooper Kupp in the lineup. Put that jock strap in and suit up, buddy, or else Quinn's screwed either way.
Matchup number 3, Ryan against Raymond. Ryan, we didn't talk about him much. Alex Glom, I don't even know who this guy is, drafted his team because Brian was at his mom's birthday party, and he did a nice job. I like some of the players on this roster, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, but you know what? I think I'm going to go with the defending North champion in Raymond by a hair. What do you say?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you.
It's time for our game of the week. Team Tico, Tony Cordova.
Honestly, I gotta stop talking to peasants. I don't need to go out and worry about trading with those 2 players. They're dog water.
Against the Factories, Frank Buckley.
I know you're jealous watching all of us go to the playoffs, but really appreciate your lack of effort and your poor performance this year.
If it would have been somewhere else other than Tony's, I would have come over, but I'm not going to that guy's place.
I understand this game is a low projected game, but you know what? I don't trust these ESPN projections. Every single time these 2 teams match up, it's a show.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Yeah, we're looking at these projected totals, and I mean, it's projected to almost be a tie ball game, and it wouldn't surprise me, Yos, I'm predicting a tie week 1 in the game of the week. The first time it's ever been done.
Listen, that's a bold call. I'm not going to go with the tie here. This is going to come down to the wire. You talk about Monday night, Breece Hall playing for Frank's team. Tony has James Cook, and I think Stephon Diggs is the guy that's going to help put him over the top. But keep an eye on Justin Herbert in that Miami game. Could be a shootout, but at the end of the day, I think Tony's team is well-rounded. I think Jamal Williams is going to get a touchdown or 2. I'm going with Tony in the game of the week. Next matchup, it's the Hasn't Driscoll Crashed and Burned in This League Bowl. Blocker against Chris Driscoll. Chris is projected to win by 9 against blocks. Do you trust those rankings? Do you think that he's got a shot, Rogo?
You know, I think so. I think if Joe Cool and Saquon are the superstars they're supposed to be, I think he's got a lot of depth in his lineup. I think he's got a lot of superstars in his lineup, and I think he Briscoe might put his sweaty, dirty military socks in Blocker's hoop. And I think Blocker is going to regret all the bad things he said about Briscoe in the past.
Everything about him being in this league makes me angry.
Blocker said some unkind things, but you know what? I look at Jared Goff in that Kansas City game. He's going to be chasing points potentially. I'm expecting 2-3 touchdowns from Goff. Maybe 2 of them go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a dangerous stack. We know that Blocker likes to start. Receiver, Garrett Wilson, another guy I'm expecting to have a big year and a big week 1. I know Mark Andrews is dealing with a little bit of an injury. I'm going to go Blocker by just a touch over Chris Briscoe. 2 matchups to go. Sevy facing Kyle. These are 2 guys who are going to have a chance to watch the game in Sevy's new man cave. Will you be watching a win against Kyle? You know what? I look at this matchup. Patty Mahomes is going to be potentially without Travis Kelce. Kyle has he doubled up on Green Bay Packers. You locked in both Green Bay running backs as your RB1s and 2s.
Yikes, dude. Are you just going to play eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
I'm borderline hoping for an injury from one of them.
Kyle was trying to just be efficient in the games he had to watch.
I think I'm going to go Sevy in this one. I've had him as one of my players to watch. Bijan's going to have a big week 1. I'm going Sevy.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyle was giving me a lot of flack for missing the first 3 rounds, and I think it might have been more advantageous if he missed the whole draft altogether because his team is terrible.
Final matchup, it's between Drew and MB. Now, MB and Drew were chirping a little bit back and forth in the group chat. Could this be a changing of the guard? Drew already dealing with some adversity with the Travis Kelce injury situation.
Jalen Hurts is going to be scoring any rushing touchdown from within 4.5 yards.
As for MB, we talked about that core. I think this is lined up to be a big-time victory for MB against the defending champion. And Drew, what do you say?
You know, he's got a stacked lineup. Jalen Hurts, McCaffrey, Stevenson, Deontay Johnson. I mean, I don't think he could have picked a better team without the help of me finding his sunglasses in Mexico that one day. If it wasn't for me, the home would be iffy, but I was there for you, buddy.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. So happy that the fantasy season is back. And look, I'm telling you guys right now, Calvin Ridley, keep an eye on him. I'm coming for that title. Nick, any last words before Zoom kicks us out?
Glad to be back, boys. Another year full of fantasy fuckery and hammer in the nail, baby. We're back.